There's a certain kind of loneliness that doesn't look like loneliness at all. It's quiet, invisible, and honestly, pretty easy to hide. It slips behind your smile, your jokes, your "I'm good, just busy lately." On the outside, you might look functional, even successful. But underneath all of that, there's this dull ache that never fully leaves. It's not about being physically alone. You can be in a crowded office, at a family gathering, or scrolling through a busy group chat and still feel it. It's the loneliness of realizing that no one really knows you. The kind where you catch yourself thinking, if I disappeared for a while, would anyone actually notice? If something amazing happened, or something absolutely awful, you're not even sure who you'd call first. That silence isn't loud or dramatic. It just sits there, day after day, shaping how you think, how you move, how you see yourself. People like to assume that those who have no friends are cold, antisocial, or just don't care. But that's usually way off. A lot of the time, it's the opposite. These are the people who feel everything deeply. They notice every tiny shift in tone, every awkward pause, every forced smile that doesn't reach someone's eyes. And after years of picking up on all that, they start to retreat, not because they hate people, but because connection starts to feel dangerous. Psychologically, long-term loneliness actually changes the brain. When you go too long without real social bonds, your mind begins to treat isolation like a threat. The same regions that process physical pain light up when you feel deeply alone. That's why your chest can literally hurt, why your sleep gets lighter, why your nervous system is constantly on edge, scanning for rejection even when nothing's wrong. We evolved in tribes. Being left out used to mean you might not survive. Now you can have thousands of followers online and still feel completely unseen, because attention isn't the same as connection, and validation is not the same as intimacy. Most people who end up with no close friends didn't choose it overnight. It's usually death by 1,000 cuts. You share something vulnerable, and someone laughs it off. You trust the wrong person, and your secret becomes a joke or a weapon. You open up and get misunderstood or dismissed. After enough rounds of that, your brain learns, hey, it's safer not to try. So you stop reaching out first. You stop texting. You tell yourself you prefer being on your own. And at first, solitude does feel peaceful. You have control. You have space. But slowly, that calm turns into something heavier. Because underneath everything, humans are built for connection. Even the most independent, I don't need anyone kind of person still wants to feel seen and understood by at least one other human being. When that doesn't happen for a long time, your inner world gets loud. You replay old conversations, old friendships, old wounds. You wonder what you did wrong, or if you were always just too much, or not enough. Sometimes you blame yourself. Sometimes you blame everyone else. Most of the time, it's just the messy intersection of human psychology and human hurt. There's a term for what happens after repeated failed attempts to connect, learned social helplessness. You try, you get hurt. You try again, it falls apart. Eventually, your brain starts linking reaching out with rejection. So even when good, kind, healthy people finally do show up later in life, your guard is so high that nothing real can get through. You tell yourself you're fine being alone, but deep down, there's still that quiet craving for one person who just gets you. No performance, no pretending, no over-explaining. Loneliness also messes with how you see yourself. Over time, you start to believe that you're the problem. You begin rejecting yourself before anyone else gets the chance. You dim your own personality, edit your thoughts, shrink your presence so you don't bother anyone. You become invisible on purpose. and then feel devastated when no one really sees you. And yet, here's the wild twist. People who have lived without close friends for a long time often end up with some of the deepest emotional insight. They've spent years watching others from the outside, analyzing behavior, energy, sincerity. They're usually the first ones to notice when someone's left out, when someone's hurting behind a fake smile. They know how painful it is to feel unseen, so they become the ones who quietly check on others. In a strange way, the people who feel like they have no friends often have the potential to be incredible friends, if someone would just take the time to truly see them. The good news is, this doesn't have to be permanent. The brain can relearn connection. It doesn't happen in some big movie moment. It happens through small acts of courage, smiling back when someone makes eye contact, replying to a message instead of overthinking it for hours, saying yes to a coffee invite, even when your first instinct is to cancel. It's not about turning yourself into a social butterfly. It's about letting life touch you again, a little bit at a time. Real friendship isn't about being impressive or perfect. It's about being honest. The right people won't need you to perform. They'll feel your quiet not as emptiness, but as depth. And sometimes the first step toward those people isn't to find them. It's to stop abandoning yourself, to grieve the versions of you that begged for crumbs, that accepted half-hearted effort and called it love, that shrank to stay likable. When you start treating yourself with more respect, you naturally start gravitating toward the people who do the same. If you're someone who has no friends right now, it doesn't mean you're broken or unlovable. It means you're in a chapter, not the whole story. Solitude may have felt like punishment for a long time, but it can also be preparation, shaping you into someone who can hold real, steady, honest connection when it finally arrives. There will come a day when you're sitting across from someone who says, "I feel like I've known you forever," and they'll mean it. And in that moment, so many lonely nights and overthought conversations will finally make sense. You'll realize that your quiet story was never worthless. It was building depth. Until that day, walk gently with yourself. Talk to yourself the way you wish a real friend would. You are still worthy of being known. You are still worthy of friendship. And somewhere out there, there's another person who once felt like they had no friends too. Someone who will recognize that familiar stillness in your eyes and think, "You too? I thought it was just me."